Welcome to the Empowered with Erika podcast. My name is Erika Vishkalis, and I'm an empowerment coach, mindset mentor, personal development enthusiast, and holistic health advocate. I have spent the last several years healing my mind, body, and soul, and have learned so much along the way. From healing trauma to navigating a sober lifestyle and learning how to step into my personal power, it has been transformational. If you are looking to heal, to be inspired, to uplevel your life, and become the most empowered version of yourself, you've come to the right place. I created this podcast to help you know you are worthy of rewriting your story and to help you navigate your own empowerment journey. You are worthy of living your most authentic, aligned, and inspired life, and I can help you get there. Whether you are diving deep into personal development or just need a weekly pick-me-up, I've got you covered. Thank you so much for pressing play today. I cannot wait to transform together. Let's get empowered. Hello, and welcome to another episode of Empowered with Erika. I'm your host, Erika, and I'm so excited to get started with you today in this episode. So first, though, I wanted to just take a moment and say thank you guys, thank you listeners, for taking the time to listen to the podcast, become a part of the community, DM me, leave a review, leave a rating. It has meant so much hearing from you all telling me what you've loved about the podcast, what's resonated with you. It really means so much. And I'll be honest, guys, it's really scary to put yourself out there like this and to be vulnerable on such a public platform. So hearing your guys' feedback, especially like how it resonated with you, has meant so much to me. So I'm really appreciative of that. And I did want to say, if there's a certain topic that you want me to cover, please let me know, and there's a chance I will cover it. If there's something that maybe you've been struggling with or something you want to hear my take on, that you've been curious what other people think that maybe you think, I would literally love to hear what you guys have to say. So reach out, DM me, let me know. I would love to hear that from you guys. So what are we going to talk about in today's episode? We are going to talk about the concept of healing and how when you go on a healing journey, it's not always going to be popular for those around you. It's very likely to actually upset people or piss people off in your life when you start a healing journey. And there's a couple different reasons for this, but how this topic got brought up, as I told you guys, I've been doing a lot of intentional healing from my trauma, from my childhood, and just certain things that I've gone through in my life. And one thing I started last year that has helped me tremendously is joining a particular group setting that allows me to focus on healing certain areas of trauma that I have in my life. And everyone in this group it's like we all have different experiences, but we've all experienced like family dysfunction in some way. And it's been so healing, and it's been so freeing, one, to know that I'm not alone. So remember, when you're in a healing journey, if you have something hard that you're struggling with, you are not alone in that journey. Okay. So first, I just want you guys to remember that you're not alone. And one thing I love about this community is it just really makes you think. It makes you realize that it's not just you that's experiencing something. So something that got brought up in one of our meetings this week was the concept of healing and how family members or friends or whomever in your life may not always react positively to that healing process and may have some things to say about it. And I really wanted to touch on this because I think that when we start a healing journey and when we want to address something, so it could be literally just taking the step to going to therapy, or maybe deciding to try sober living, or really anything, right? Even just something as simple as, I want to go to the gym more, or I want to eat healthier. Unfortunately, people feel like they have a right to having an opinion on your fucking life, which, yeah, they can have an opinion, but don't let it affect you. Okay? What you need to do for you really is only based on yourself. Do not base your healing journey on other people. You're likely going to piss people off if you're really doing some hard work and really looking to change your life. You probably are. Even if it is something as simple as, I'm living a healthier lifestyle physically, because you're probably going to not go out as much as you used to, or say no to things that you used to say yes to, because it doesn't align with your goals and it doesn't align with your journey. And this is just me giving you that permission to fucking do it. Do what you need to do. And no, you don't need my permission, but sometimes we just need to hear that it is okay to do what is best for you, even if it's unpopular with those around you. Because those who are meant to be in your life are going to be supportive of your healing journey. Something I really wanted to emphasize is that you are doing your healing journey for you, not them. You are not doing it for them. You are doing it for you. You're likely, I shouldn't say likely, but you could lose people in the process of your healing journey, and that is okay. So why do I say that? Because let's think about, why are we healing? Why are we taking the time to go on this healing journey, whatever that looks like? Like I said, it could be as simple as, I'm trying to eat healthier, or I'm trying to go to the gym 3 times a week. Or it could be, I've really committed to my sobriety and I'm going to cut booze from my life. Or it could be, I've committed to going to therapy and I need to do this and this and this. And you need to do those things for you, whatever it is that, sorry, I got distracted. You need to do those things for you guys, because honestly, it is so incredibly important for you to take the time and heal whatever you need to heal, because you only have one life, right? So we want to make the most of it, and we want to be healthy. We want to have the best experience possible. So when you're entering like these new phases of life, you may lose some people in the process, and that sucks. I'm not going to lie to you. It fucking sucks when you have to do that, or when that happens, because not everyone is going to agree with your life choices. And honestly, oftentimes when you heal, it triggers people because it can trigger the unhealed things in themselves. So, I'll just use my sobriety as an example. I have had several friends who are super duper supportive of my sobriety journey. I've also had people that aren't unsupportive, but you can tell it makes them uncomfortable. And you can tell that it makes them think about their own drinking habits. And I know that based on things they've said to me. And often, just like when you maybe say you're going to go to the gym instead of go out for a night. Maybe it's a Friday night and you're like, no, I need to get to the gym tonight. I haven't gone yet. And they're like, no, come out instead. And you're like, no, I have this goal and I have to get up early the next morning, so I'm not going to go out. Well, you do that long enough, it might piss some people off. But that's fucking okay. If that's what you need to do for you, it doesn't matter if it pisses people off, because you're not doing it for them, right? And so that can be very similar, and it can piss people off because it can make them look at themselves and look inward and potentially see things they don't really like. And they're seeing someone else do the work that they aren't doing. And again, not everyone is going to react that way. I hope that most people in your life don't react that way, but it could happen. And often, I shouldn't say often, but also something to think about is the fact that people may not want to like align themselves with certain things that you're doing. So when you're on a healing journey, often what I find is that you need to set a boundary. And not everyone likes boundaries, my friends. Not everyone likes boundaries. And I found that can hurt people's feelings, but sometimes it needs to be done for you. And you need to put your health first, right? So if you know that someone in your life, let's say, hasn't had the right role in your life, let's say it's someone who you really needed to place the boundary with them because it was affecting your mental health or affecting your energy. Let's just say you have someone really toxic in your life or really negative, and you love them, so you aren't going to cut them out completely, but maybe you need to limit your interactions with them. That's probably going to hurt them. That's probably going to piss them off. But if that's what's best for you and for your mind, then that's what you need to do. And it's not your responsibility to make people comfortable. I'm going to repeat that because I think it's fucking important. It is not your responsibility to make other people comfortable. That is not your job. That is not why you're on your individual journey. You are on your journey to better your life, improve yourself, and help you step into the life that you are wanting, and to help you create the life that you desire and that you deserve. Okay? So I'll be honest. Here's an example I have right now in my life. I have someone really close to me that I love dearly. They betrayed my trust. And right now, I have decided to distance myself from them. That does not mean they are out of my life forever. It does not mean that I hate them. It does not mean that I love them any less than I did before. But it means a boundary was crossed and that I'm not comfortable with having them in my life as much as I did before. And that we're going to have to rebuild that trust before I'm able to reestablish certain aspects of the relationship. Now, I personally am also going to use this time to reestablish healthier and better boundaries that maybe were not there in a place to begin with, which is potentially why this happened, or potentially why I am so hurt by the situation, right? And that's the thing. It's not like people hurt you intentionally, but it happens. We all unintentionally hurt people typically, right? Like there's things that we do that we don't even realize might hurt someone else, that it does. I've had that happen. Shoot, I had a friend situation where she was so supportive of me during a really hard time in my life. And I love her dearly. I'm so happy to see that she's doing well. And she kind of distanced herself from me without an explanation, and that was really hurtful. And, you know, me being the confrontational person that I am, I was like, hey, like, I really miss you. Is something going on? Did I do something? And she was like, no, but yes. And then told me what happened, told me why she chose to distance herself. And I'll be honest, guys, at the time, it was really fucking hurtful. I was really upset. But I realized, I was like, damn, she has a fucking point. I wasn't really holding up my end of the bargain of the friendship. I don't know what she would label me as in her life, but I was kind of emotionally dumping on her. And was I creating enough space for her to have like the friendship and the support that she needed? Was I giving her the space she needed? And I'm so grateful that she was there for me in some of the hardest moments of my life, but was I there for her when she needed someone? And I think I was so wrapped up in my own shit that I wasn't that good of a friend, if I'm being honest. And she did what was best for her. And yeah, I miss her as a friend. She's a great person. And we had a lot of fun and we got along great. But I understand. I'm like, shit, I'm not a perfect person. I know that. And though it sucks, like that's life. Sometimes people are only meant to be in your life for a certain period of time. Sometimes people serve a very certain purpose in your life. So I have no idea if this person and myself will eventually reconnect. I don't know if we'll reestablish our friendship. That's totally fine if we don't. I wish her the best. I love that she's thriving right now. I think that's amazing. It gives me a lot of joy, actually, to see that she's doing well. And I was able to use it as a lesson of like, okay, if I want to have good friendships, I need to make sure that I'm being a good friend first. And don't get me wrong, I don't think I was like a piece of shit, but I definitely had areas that I was not my best self in. And, you know, I unintentionally hurt her. And that sucks. That sucks. I didn't mean to do it, but I wasn't being the friend that she needed. And so she chose to put up a boundary. And that is so okay. That is so okay. I think that's actually fucking awesome that she did that. And I think it's really important that we remember it is okay to step away from things that are not serving you. It is okay to take the time to heal. It is okay to reset boundaries that you need to reset. Like in my certain situation that I have going on right now, it's really fucking weird having the boundary in place that I have right now. It is. It's not normal. Typically, this is someone I would probably talk to often on the phone, and we haven't talked since the incident happened. And this is someone I normally would be really open with my life with, and they don't really know what's going on right now. And I'm sure that kind of hurts their feelings, but it's what I need right now. It's what I need to heal. And I'm not going to make apologies for that. I'm really fucking not. Because it is not my responsibility to make you comfortable. Just like it was not my friend's responsibility to make me comfortable. Yeah, I kind of wish she had communicated a little better or had let me know if I did something to hurt her before it all like stacked up onto itself and got to the point where she's like, hey, like I'm gonna kind of take a step back. I wish that had happened, but that's okay. Life doesn't always happen the way we want it to, right? And so when you're on this healing journey, just mentally prepare that you're probably going to piss some people off. And not only that, you might piss some people off. You might just decide that this person isn't necessarily someone I want in my life anymore. Or this person or this group or this activity, it doesn't even need to be a person necessarily, it could be a habit, doesn't align with the type of person I want to be. It doesn't align with the type of lifestyle I'm trying to live. It doesn't serve me. And when you're on a healing journey, guys, you have to be kind of selfish. Okay? And that was something that we were talking about in my meeting, was a couple different people shared how they have family situations going on where, their family doesn't understand their healing journey. Their family doesn't understand that, maybe in the past they've always been the people pleaser, or they've always been the super positive one that no matter what's going on with them is always lifting other people up. And that's amazing. It's amazing to lift other people up. But it's also not your fucking responsibility to make sure that other people are happy. Their happiness is not on you. Their healing is not on you. It's on them. And so that's kind of what I mean by, like, when you are healing, you may upset people by doing what's best for you, by setting new boundaries, by creating new habits. It's not always going to be easy. But here's the thing, guys. I have found that the people who remain in my life, the community that remains in my life, the activities that remain in my life, they bring me a lot of fucking joy. I don't know about you, but I'd rather have a small, close group of people that bring me a lot of fucking joy than a lot of people that drain my energy, or a lot of people that don't help me become the best version of myself. Because I hope that by me working on myself every day, that I'm positively impacting those around me just by showing up as my best self. Because how you show up in the world, it radiates to others. So if you're showing up as your best self, your most aligned self, your most healed self, it's going to affect those around you. So honestly, you're doing the world a service by working on yourself and healing yourself and loving yourself. You are doing the world a service, and not everyone is always going to understand. But it's not their journey to understand. They don't have to fucking get it. And that doesn't mean that you need to change whatever it is you're doing. Okay? Now, I think it's also mindful that, like, if you're setting a boundary with someone, you want to do it with love. If you're making a change, let's just use this example. I think it's a good example. Say you're someone who wants to cut back on drinking, and you have a good friend that typically is the person you'd go to bars with, and you love them and they're a great person, and it's not that their drinking is a negative influence on your life, it's just that you just kind of want to cut back. Well, maybe instead of going to the bar with them, and I'm just like, this is kind of a girl example, but ask them to go on a coffee date. Ask them to go get a manicure or a pedicure. Ask them to go for a walk. Maybe meet up. I had a friend the other day that was like, hey, do you want to go to the library and grab a coffee with me? Which sounds like my kind of friend date. I don't know about you, but that sounds fun as fuck. Okay? But I don't know if, like, me 4 years ago would have thought that is a fun way to spend time with friends. But also, being this person, this is the type of friendships I've attracted into my life. And the people that are meant to be in your life will be there. And the people that are meant to love you will love you. And the people who are meant to support you will support you. And that doesn't mean that we don't love those that we have in our life that maybe don't understand your journey. Like I was saying earlier, maybe something that you're healing is triggering their own stuff. Maybe it's hard for them to watch because that is just triggering and bringing up stuff that they don't want to look at. A lot of people don't heal because they don't want to face it. Because let's be honest, when you're on a healing journey, when you're going through some stuff, when you're really facing your hurts, it's painful. Because you have to think about what hurt you. Because you have to think about the things that you're healing from. That's not fucking fun. Let's be honest, guys. This healing journey often is not a good time. You know the quote that's like, I'm straight up not having a good time. Like that meme. Yeah, that is often how I feel when I am in a deep moment of healing, especially like when I'm working through something specific. Like, I'm going to be really honest, the past 4 weeks have been like a mess. They've been a mess. It's been all over the place. Every aspect of my life has been stressful. if I'm being honest, except for like my friendships and my relationship. That really hasn't been too stressful. But work has been stressful, family stuff has been stressful, a couple other areas of life have been stressful, and it's like everywhere I turn, I'm like, oh my God, this is so overwhelming. This is so overwhelming. But those moments also really forced me to set new boundaries and forced me to take a look inward and forced me to set boundaries with people that I didn't have very good boundaries with. And they forced me to realize that like I'm not prioritizing my self-care. I'd gotten out of a couple habits that really have helped me. And I think I'm going to do a whole episode just about different tips and tricks that have helped me like in my wellness routine or my personal care, self-care routine, whatever you want to call it. I kind of like to focus on wellness because I do things that help my mental, physical, and spiritual health, right? And I do things that support all three. So that's just something I wanted to share with you guys today because I think it's really important to remember that your journey is not always going to be easy for those around you, but that is okay. And your healing journey isn't meant for other people. You're doing it for you. So do not let the opinions of others stand in your way of doing what it is that you need to do to heal. Heal how you need to, and don't make apologies for it. You do not need to apologize for doing what is best for you. You do not need to apologize. Remember, you aren't doing your healing journey for them. You're doing it for you. So I hope that helps today. This is like the permission to do what you need to do for you. You're going to kind of hear me say that a lot because I think it's something we need to remember because often, and this is something else I'm going to say a lot, and I could go on a rant, but I'm going to do my best to not to, is often we don't do this healing work because we don't think we're worthy of it. Deep down in our core, we're like, I don't deserve to be happy. What do you mean I can actually be loved? What do you mean I could have supportive friendships in my life? What do you mean? What? That's wild. That's wild. What do you mean? And that's because often we aren't used to the good things. And it's a lot easier to go through, like when all you've known is chaos, when all you've known is dysfunction, chaos and dysfunction tend to be your like normal, right? They're kind of your status quo. And so when you're going above the status quo, when you are going against the normal, that's not easy. Healing is not just a piece of cake, my friends. And so there's going to be hard times. And when you're down and when you're questioning everything, just remember why you got started. Remember what it is that you hope to have in your life, to manifest into your life, to bring into your life. Focus on the positive. Do your best to not focus on the negative. I know that can be really hard to do, especially when you're going through a hard time. It's really easy to be like, oh, this happened and this happened and this happened and this pissed me off and this pissed me off and this pissed me off. I mean, I'm guilty of it too. We all do it. We all rant. We're all like, oh my God, that is the worst, right? But just remember that in these hard moments, getting through those difficult moments, you will come to the other side. You will have those moments of sunshine or the hills and valleys, whatever little metaphor you want to use. You will get there, but you have to commit to doing the work, and you have to do it unapologetically. We are not here to please other people with our healing journey. We don't give a fuck what other people think about our healing journey. We don't. It's not for them. It is for you. Okay? So remember that. Hold your head up high. Be proud of yourself for putting in the work. A lot of people never put in the work, and it is a damn shame. So put in the work. Be proud of yourself. Know that you are doing what's best for you. And just give yourself a little hug, a little mental hug, because you deserve it. I'm high-fiving you. I'm proud of you for taking the steps. And to be honest, guys, here's another little thing. If you're pissing people off, you're probably doing something right. Right? You're probably doing something right if you're pissing people off. So I'm just going to leave you with that here today. Thank you guys so much for taking the time to tune in. I'm so grateful, and I cannot wait to talk to you guys next time. Bye now. Thank you so much for tuning in today. I'm so grateful for each and every one of you and for taking the time to be a part of our community. Don't forget to check the show notes for resources that I shared in today's episode, and of course to connect with me on social. You can find me on Instagram at erika.vishkalis. You can also find me on Facebook at erikavishkalis. I always love hearing from you, so leave a comment, leave a review, shoot me a DM, let me know what you loved and what you want to hear more about. And don't forget to tag me if you share the episode with your friends or with your family or on your story. If you want to hear more empowering content, then make sure to hit subscribe and hit the notification bell so you know when our next episode drops. I cannot wait to share more with you. I will see you next week, and don't forget to stay empowered.